Greetings once more to all of you out there. Are you ready for the Crimson Queen? Our adventurers have been diving into Scarwall and dealing with its dark depths. And of course, they've discovered an ally? Maybe. Or an enemy who's just biding their time. It's really hard to say. But a hag who's much more willing to make a deal with people if they could help her. But is her information helpful? Is it harm? Well, they'll have to see for themselves. For that, a message is coming. Something pink. Now, continue. Again! Whoop! I hit a button and everybody goes there. And I'm not readjusting everybody because Worm is having some internet issues. It's hopefully going to resolve them, so...
Perhaps they'll be back.
Everybody will be in correct positions and stuff when, hopefully when Worm comes back, we can get everything solved.
I'm in the correct position.
Yes, we're the only two in the correct position. Technically speaking, when Worm comes back, we will be in the wrong positions because I adjusted to Worm being non-video when it was on his phone. So, yeah.
And apparently Lightning is currently, Worm.
Over where Worm would be.
No, I don't want to be Ada.
Yeah, you have to play Ada now.
And Momo is half Zardris, half Vona.
Yeah, I can only play half a character today.
Rivers two people
you're
also.
Half of two good characters, so.
Anyway.
Are you saying Ada's a bad character?
No, I'm saying that we both have very good characters because we're full mages, right?
This is true.
Masters.
So, having arrived, you've talked with the witch, you're planning on resting. That's kind of where we left off. I'll drag us over to the barbecue for now. Just so the players are on there.
For the barbecue.
And not that it will probably matter. Anyway, as you're going to rest, probably, I gotta be honest, you're probably, like, not going to sleep for a while because you didn't spend an entire day in a dungeon.
No,
we got distracted by a stupid old lady.
We had a couple of fights and left.
Yeah.
But distracted by a tiny hag, who's not actually tiny.
Mm-hmm.
They're regular size.
She is regular sized. There are some hags which are much larger, but I don't think it's her.
I mean, I could fix that.
Yeah, chop her in half.
Yeah, you can
I'm
fix
just gonna
this
hit her
hag.
on the head with a hammer until she shrinks down.
Yeah, until she's nothing but paste on the ground.
I don't know, that's just like effort.
Anyway, as you're kind of relaxing, preparing for your evening, Vona, you will receive a ping into your brain. Very familiar ping.
I hate being the responsible one.
I'm gonna go away.
It just so happens that you're in contact with the clerics that are sending messages.
It's so disappointing that I know these clerics personally.
Don't pick up the phone.
Don't pick it up. We're busy.
Let it go to voicemail.
Your presence is required as soon as you can. It's not urgent, but something only you and your friends can handle.
Gonna wait till after we level.
What's a level?
We're trying to clear the last level of Donkey Kong, okay?
Oh, true. I'll respond, we can be there in the morning.
Okay.
We do not have teleport ready.
You just like see like a monkey carrying a barrel, like walking out in the distance, you know.
Sorry,
I hit him with a
DK.
hammer.
Like doing like this towards you.
I hit him with a hammer.
You only have a limited number of hammers.
Mine's infinite.
I think you're hacking.
I'm cheating. Put in a cheat code.
He put a cheat code.
You're illegal.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
That's Konami code.
That's not Nintendo code, that's a Konami
It's also
code.
not the correct code.
Close enough.
It was close.
I
But
knew
you
it was
also-
close enough, but I didn't know.
You
It
lose
was.
all your extra lives.
Say beast.
30 years since I've used it.
You should have
There
it
was a
memorized.
Yeah, there's a couple other games that use it after Contra, but yeah.
Alright, I will inform my friends that we have to go do stuff in the morning that isn't related to this place.
Alright, I guess they all accept this and are ready for adventure.
The silence is resignation.
Oh, sorry. This is the next morning you tell us this?
I tell you before the morning,
Oh, okay.
so you can adequately prepare things.
Oh, why are we going there? What are we doing?
They have requested our presence to deal with another issue.
Did they say what the issue was?
Of course not.
Okay.
Technically, Tetris on NES, you can use the code.
True.
So it can be used for a Nintendo game.
Russia!
I will have to prep 2 teleports. I feel like I don't need Hungry Pit.
Alright. You'll have a nice relaxing evening, with a Tavel and 2... Well, actually, will you chat with your 2 clerics about anything?
Yeah, I will
help?
should probably explain the hag to them.
Okay. They will also be able to inform you of some information if you let them know what you've heard about, too.
Yeah.
And some of the individuals you have encountered, they would have information on.
I'll give the clerics a rundown of what's been going on.
You will... They'll kind of accept that and kind of then, sorry, I was just trying to check something. It's not hitting my brain. Sial will speak up after you spoke about it. The name that you've mentioned does sound familiar to a degree. Where are you in my list? With Rodar. Interesting, to say the least. From my knowledge, that was a person who worked for Aasimar.
Interesting.
Yes, one of his warriors. It's interesting to hear that it still exists in this new form. From what I can recall, it was Scarwall's Castellan.
I see.
That might explain why his transformation to a chained spirit was so easy. As we would be still in a place like this. So easy. He'll kind of give a brief kind of tinge of a smile, but as obvious he's making a joke, but there's not a lot of emotion from man.
Fair.
Chain yourself to your job. Were you able to pick up any other names?
Did we get other names?
Oh,
I don't know if we got any useful names.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we have the name of that Magus, but I don't know if she's kicking or not. Or is of any important significance.
You could mention if the Magus is Ariel.
Yeah, I'll bring up the Magus and that we found her spell book.
Interesting. No evidence that she still exists, though.
None.
Perhaps that'd be for the best. When I know she's one of the most dangerous members of his entourage. Stories tell of the Magus and her murderous ways. One of the few that practice that type of magic, too, under Kazan's keep.
Alright, well, that was the only name I think we picked up in there. The only other name.
Did the hag give us our name?
Yes, but her name, and you could give the Umbral Dragon's name, both of those would not be recognized as they are newer people to the...
Yeah, I also don't know if the hag gave a true name or not.
Also accurate.
His names have power in this universe.
True.
True names do, yes.
Yep.
What about false names?
That's why you never give your true name to anyone who is of magical ability.
Crap, you all know my true name.
Yep.
I mean, it's probably worse to give it to something kind of...
Don't give it to like a fae or a hag.
Those are the worst to have it with. More than...
But don't tell this crazy bitch who just joined us my name.
Yes, that would be a bad idea. If she wants to act out of malice.
What about in malice?
Probably fine then, you know.
Okay.
Isn't it just malice nonetheless? She is filled with malice. Alright, well, you can rest the night, and in the morning, I assume you will teleport back to...
Push us back to the place we call home.
To the place you call home.
The necromancy pit. Yeah.
Yeah, the necromancy pit in Korvosa.
Yep.
Less necromancy, more rebellion now.
Yeah, it's
What do
our
they want
rebellion
with us?
HQ.
What do they want with us?
No idea.
We have ghosts to bust.
Well, we should probably deal with this first. This place isn't going anywhere.
How do you know? Maybe it's going to hell in a handbasket.
It's already there. I think if the walls are made of ghosts, it's already a bad place.
What if the ghosts are made of walls?
That'd be probably a pretty bad ghost. Probably pretty terrifying. Just a giant wall that haunts you. Boom! It just smashes into you. That'd be pretty terrifying.
Yeah, the guy who built this place removed all the gravestones, but didn't remove the bodies.
Alright. Riding back in Korvosa to the good old necromancer haunt.
The old crypt.
Yeah.
The old Darrow pit.
Good old the Dead Warrens. Anyway, finding your way back into the secretive areas of the Dead Warrens, you will be greeted by a young boy you've never met before who's like, "Oh goodness, the great heroes are here! Hi, hello. Oh yes, you're expected. I was told that. Come with me."
Calm down, little one.
I'm very calm.
I don't do autographs.
I wasn't going to ask if I wasn't allowed to. I'm a very powerful and important man here.
What? Who?
It's a child.
He'll adjust his hat, you know.
I pick him up.
He's got
Child
a
we've
helmet
never
there.
seen before.
He's probably
How
like
old is this kid?
like probably 14, 15.
Well, yeah, it's old enough to work in the mines in this universe. It's old enough to go to war.
I'm going to avenge my father and be a great hero like you.
I don't think you should be like me. I think they'd agree with that.
Okay.
You should be more like this one, and I'll point to Khandes.
Only
He's
if
gonna,
you're
like-
good at
He's
smashing.
going to pick up his arm and, make a muscle and it's nowhere near your size. He's going to be like, I'm going to have to work
Here,
out more.
Lift this.
He's just like, ugh,
Oh, he's dead. He's been crushed under a hammer.
I'm ready. I train with this. Gotcha.
That's my backup.
So it's just
one.
slowly becoming Morty.
That's my backup one.
He's just gonna leave him back at one of the kid to train with a giant hammer.
Bill's character.
I mean,
He's
it's
only
a
got-
wizard hammer.
He's got 12 strength, probably.
That is more strength than most people would have in this book.
It's above average.
Yeah, he's above average. Anyway. Alright, you will be escorted to the meeting room, where only Vesta Croft is there. So Croft is there, but no one else seems to be there right now. Oh, thank you. I was informed that you would be arriving this morning. Sorry we had to call upon you. How goes things at Scarwall?
Progress is slow.
Fortunately, I was hoping to not interrupt you so soon, but we've run into an impasse of some importance. Something that your connections can perhaps help with.
Go on.
I'm sure you're aware that a contingent of nobility from the city fled in the back end when the Queen cemented her power.
Well aware of that.
Well, we've been trying to make some deals with them with the hopes of arranging both funding, which would be very important to our cause as it is right now, and perhaps maybe even getting some mercenary forces to be able to assemble and back up once we spring into action. It's been going a little slow, unfortunately.
I don't see what that would be an issue for us.
Well, we've been in communications with some individuals that perhaps you would remember. A family that I'm sure you're fairly aware of.
Old City.
The Gelento.
Oh, yes, them.
It seems they are on board to assist us, but with some unfortunate things that occurred when they left the city, they're not in a position to necessarily be the best voice. With discussions with their young nephew, Jaren, as a go-between between them, we have reached some level of support, but not enough. So, we need you to go and speak to a group of the exiles in Magnimar.
Okay.
Jaren's agreed to accompany you as a representative of the current activities in the city. But it seems as though because of your reputation and your generalized friendship with the Gelento family, you're trusted a lot more in this case.
Understood. I did help them escape the city.
I recall that your one friend who left the city was traveling with their young son.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
I would have loved to call upon them, but no one knows where to contact them. So I can call for Jaren. He's nearby. He's doing some work for the church. He's been arranging some materials to be shipped in, smuggled into Old Korvosa to help the group that we have been organizing.
Okay.
She'll kind of make symbols so someone will go run off and arrange for him to come. It'll be like a little bit, like 20 minutes of waiting. She'll basically then review with you some of the status of things as it is. Doing a pretty good job of putting together a basic rebellion, but it does seem as though it is an uphill battle. The blow that you dealt to the Grey Maidens and the Red Mantis hasn't stopped them, but it has been enough to allow organization to find much more credits. certainly it seems as though there has also been a call that you've learned about to bring in some mercenaries in Queen's. At least to the idea being to help quell the things for now. But they have failed to give proper arrangements at that, as it does seem like the Queen is going through channels within Cheliax, but trying to avoid heavy diplomacy with them, basically giving up any power. It's currently the situation on the scale of things. Alright. Anyway, Jaren will arrive shortly and be like, hello again. Thank you for everything you've done to help me. After everything that's happened to me, I haven't been really looking forward to going back to my family at this point in time. I feel like I've become a little bit more of the streets, but a little less. He's gonna kind of look, because he's definitely not wearing anything that would be very scream like a child of nobility at this point in time. You know, it's like standard, like rough cloth. It's something that you find in like old Korvosa, well maintained, but definitely something that's just rough and, you know, shows wear at this point in time. There's still family, and there's still a need for this.
Well, it'll be good to travel with you again, even if for just a short time.
Have any of you been to Magnimar before?
I have.
I think we all have.
You did sort of some shopping.
Yeah, I think I bapped the party over there at one point.
Yes.
Yes, we've set foot in Magnimar.
That's probably good. I'm unsure of a great place to teleport into. I don't remember exactly the place.
I have one in mind. I would just need to alert the denizens.
Alright.
I'm gonna sending my mom and be like, hey, we're coming to visit. Don't be scared when a bunch of people teleport in.
There'd just be kind of a response of like, okay. Alright. So, you can teleport into where your mom is staying, which currently has been with a distant cousin that she's been helping out at her tavern. Her and her family's tavern. So it's someone that probably you were aware of, but never really had met, you know, that kind of thing.
Understandable.
But you'll kind of pop in there, which then, like, they're like the drunkards will start cheering and like clapping as if like they had like prepared for it to be like a show or something that was going on. They're like, "Do another trick!"
Man. I don't have any spells that won't just kill someone.
I don't have any cantrips. I'm not wasting a regular spell.
Another trick! Another trick! Woo! There's like clapping and stuff like that as you kind of like had bamfed in there. They kind of cleared a space for you to like teleport in, you know. It's probably still early in the morning, so it's not like drunkards at this point in time, I would say. This would be like it's the tavern breakfast crowd kind of like stuff. So it's like some like people that are like probably going to be working in the docks or another like heavy labor stuff that's here for like, you know, earlier in the morning.
Makes sense.
Get some food in them before they head out. Maybe if it's a hard job, a little bit of a drink just to cheer themselves up. after a moment, like, your mother will come out and calm everybody down and be like, yeah, this is one trick today. They were just coming in with a flash. They wanted to impress everybody. It's okay. We need to talk. Come on.
You want us
your mother
to
will,
flash?
Your mother
Please
will give
do
you
not.
a big hug, kind of hold you deeply, you know, kind of be like, hold on to you.
There will be a hug given back.
It's very good to see you. Do you need a place to stay while you're here?
I'm not sure how long we'll be here for. I assume we'll be here for at least a day.
Okay. Well, just let me know. I'm sure we can get you arranged for some place to stay. So you will, Jared will be like, Madam, we'll have to head for the Alabaster District. Meet with my aunt and uncle. They'll be able to arrange the meeting with the current heads of the exile houses. We're fortunate that most of them have been staying in the city for now, but I think that I believe why Cresta felt this was urgent was it seems like a number of the families were thinking of even abandoning Varisian at this point in time, taking their money elsewhere, or perhaps they would have family connections.
That would certainly be a decision, and not a good one.
Unfortunately, with how things have been, I understand why people would feel to abandon the city if they had an opportunity. But it is home.
Well, let us go and speak to them then. Is there anything else we should know, or
Well,
perhaps better dress?
I think we should stop somewhere and change. As much as I'm more comfortable than this, we probably should get everybody appropriately cleaned up. Madam Croft gave me this stipend of, they'll pull out a little bag of material to pay for stuff. I know some places along the way that we can perhaps stop at. I don't spend much time here in Magnimar, but occasionally I'll stop by.
It's a nice city.
Generally seems to be where you're depending on where you're staying at, unfortunately.
Well, nice compared to where I grew up.
He's going to take you kind of in a little bit out of the way towards the Naus district, the new money district of Magnimar. Because of being at new money, it's a kind of place that's probably a little easier to get into for a ragtag group that doesn't necessarily scream, we belong here very easily.
Yeah, we're not really rich nobles.
Yeah. So taking you to the Alabaster district would be probably a little bit difficult right away. But certainly speaking, we can get you over into there and get you some shops where you can get some, relatively speaking, he's pretty nice clothes. So some very decent digs, stuff that's really like nice looking, kind of like a little bit formal, but not like overly formal.
Next, you're going to tell me to take bath.
You probably should.
Took one last month.
If we don't feel like we have time, we can take care of it. As to like pick up this bottle of like perfume. Your choice.
Bath.
Yeah, so it'll get you cleaned up and stuff. Looking really nice. So everybody's kind of cleaned up, looking nice.
Yeah, we have been delving into an undead zone, so they probably do smell a bit terrible.
I mean, it's the unfortunate thing that even the Magnificent Mansion doesn't really have a great way to, like, we clean you up in there. It's just more resting and relaxing. It doesn't keep the step there.
Prestidigitation only does so much.
Yeah. That mostly hides the scent.
Yep.
But, looking pretty spiffy and cleaned up. And certainly speaking, Jaren cleans up really well. You can definitely tell he knows how to do this kind of thing. And does the part of nobility very easily, like an upper crust. So he kind of like spiffs himself up. Though, certainly speaking, any of you that have like a good sense motive at this point in time can tell he seems like he's a little uncomfortable. He's not showing it very heavily, but you can tell like he's definitely like, this is not me anymore. I've been living the last couple of months deep in like the trenches of shit, you know. I'm a new person. This is not me, you know. He definitely screams that. But he'll be like, all right. So, I sent a message while we were getting ready. And he and Uncle will be meeting with us at a fine inn and restaurant in the Arabasti.
Alright. Sounds lovely.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
I don't smell like myself.
When we're done here, you'll be covered in undead soon enough. We'll slap some dirt on you when we're back up there.
How are you supposed to attract lady when you don't have your own scent?
So, you'll be taken to a place called the Starlit Cauldron that is actually in the Alabaster district, and it is near the cliff's edge, so, with a very beautiful view out over the Bay of Magnimar, out over the water. So you can see all kinds of like ships coming in. You can see the waves. It's a very beautiful, and you've got a great view of the Earspan too, the giant ancient Thessalonian bridge, which just marks Magnimar as probably having like history here. It's like a lot of like old weird megaliths here, except this one's just a bridge and not like a horrible temple where things were sealed away in.
Right.
Though, I mean, like, there was a horrible thing sealed away in the bridge, so I mean, that's already been taken care of. That's a different adventure than yours.
Don't build things in bridge.
Not my problem.
It wasn't. That was some time ago. But yes, there was a horrible thing in the bridge. That's aside from it. Probably any of you that would have history would know about them. You know, turns out, you know, Thessalonians like to seal horrible things away. Like, everywhere. You know? You show up at, like, the Thessalonian outhouse, and there's just, like, a a horrible enemy there. Khandes doesn't have an idea. Khandes rolled a... Or, yeah. Or a 3. Alright.
Yeah.
I know all
I get
about
plus
it.
1.
So, the Starlit Cauldron is incredibly fancy. Like, this is a fancy kind of restaurant. You were unsure of how expensive these dishes are. But if you want to make a roll knowledge local check, maybe you can roll out it.
That's a nat one, that's still a 24.
It's still 24, and I think that's enough to have still heard about this, because you can't auto-fail skill check.
Nat ones aren't auto-fails on skills.
Yeah. Starlit Cauldron is known for cooking special stews and savory brews that include special kinds of potions and alchemical material to spice them up.
Neat.
So, their stews can be magical. They're also made with higher-end ingredients anyway to begin with, to pair well with the magic. You'll be taken to a private dining area, kind of off to the side, where of course, did I give you the names of the Elder Gelentos?
I don't know if you did or not.
I may have at a point in time. It might be just information I should.
It's
Unfortunately, our note taker is not.
Yeah,
here.
it's possibly we got it, but it's so long ago that we've all forgotten.
Let me see.
At least in my
Do you remember anything?
my notes, I only have Mr. Man.
Not Mr. Man.
Noble it's one of the noble families. Korvosa. I have to look this out. Korvosa. 21 noble families. Do you give me information on them?
I'd be surprised if it doesn't.
Because I believe but I have to find where it mentions that English place that I'm looking. I do. Yeah, it's like one of those things. Like, and I'm thinking about it. I'm only sure I did, know the families by name through decree, but I can't remember it all.
Rip.
Unfortunately, yeah. I do not know that.
It unfortunately happens sometimes.
So I'll just, I might just go for, Chilento Senior, we'll just call him for now, because I can't remember his name. And his lovely wife. We'll just refer to him that way.
Fair enough.
Again,
Also, this guy just doesn't have a name.
I don't remember if I gave one, because it has been a couple of adventures since I used it.
Yeah.
I think I would have looked that up, but I forgot to check on it. I thought it would be easy to find.
No, just make up a name on the spot, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I do have his son's. So, he's Almond Gelato was the one that went off with,
almond flavored gelato.
True.
Alright, so,
Let's call him Mr. G.
I know. Where's my... I'm just checking something. Oh, that's... Anyway, we'll call him Marcus. Marcus.
Alright, that's a fine enough name.
No. Please come, sit.
Thank
It's
you.
very good to see you. Once again, thank you for assisting me and my lovely wife in getting to Magnimar to check on our business here.
Of course.
Of course, there's like someone serving things as he's speaking here, so someone's like giving kind of like these, they're like, there's not like those full open menus, they're like small menus that like have like a couple of selections between different courses and stuff like that. There'll be some like fine wines poured for everybody, as then the server will leave for a while for everybody to like look over the menu and chat for a bit as they like close the door and let them in. But anyway, it's also very good to see you too. When we left the city, we were worried about you. We were unable to reach you. I was in a problem over my head that I got myself into. Fortunately speaking, I can say that these friends assisted me, got me out of that situation. It's good to see you too. Regardless, though, I guess it is important to speak business, yes?
Yes.
Know that your endeavors to help with the stability of Korvosa is something that the Gelento family would be very interested in assisting. But as much as we have much here, and of course, funds, it isn't enough for us to go alone. I'm sure you're aware of it.
Yes.
When Korvosa was left, there was a certain number of individuals who stayed behind, and a certain number that left.
Yes.
Well, of those that escaped, certainly speaking, our family is probably one of the most influential within the Dock families. But it still doesn't mean we have control over all the Bloodlines here. There are about 8 houses from the Dock families that are here. Two, the great houses also came along, at least their current heads. Both of them remained some individuals back in Korvosa to keep a presence there within the current government. They unfortunately hold a little bit more sway in said things, and are probably more cautious since they still have deeper connections back in the city. So, if we are to get more support, not only must we convince the others of the Dock families, but I would also recommend the 2 heads of the great houses. You might be able to get the Dock families with our support, and seemingly you having some very influential people on your side. You can also be influential people yourself. It does mean that you have a position which to go from. But the 2 heads of the great houses is a little difficult.
I see.
So, I am not sure if they can be necessarily convinced. Perhaps. If anybody can do it, you can.
Well, we can certainly try.
Agreed.
So, sorry. the two great houses that you will have to connect them with are House Zenderholm and House Laron. Sure, you're very aware of the other great houses. The other three seemingly stayed behind in full: Arcona, Chigere, and Ornelis. Ornelis is securing the position in the chamber. And Chigere, being a house that's also deeply connected with Cheliax, wasn't going to leave the city behind either.
Uh-huh.
House Larung is also a regional house, but their current head had been staying in Korvosa for a number of years, advising our previous king. I feel like he will be difficult as he is making plans to relocate himself back to Cheliax. They too tend to be, well, as someone in the noble circles and keeping it between you and yourself, keeping this between us, House Larung is not necessarily supportive of the current politics in Cheliax, but is, like most of the noble houses, just goes along with it. So assuming that's why he escaped, indirectly, Korvosa. You might be able to convince Zender, but Zenobia seems to be the idea that with everything that's been happening, with the death of Zenobia, the house has been in great disarray. I'm sorry. Yes, you know Zenobia. You killed her. She was thought dead. You're talking to her replacement in the noble family. Are you going to inform...
Who did we kill? Who was this woman?
She was the head of the Church of Abadar. The one that became a monster.
Oh, yeah, I would probably... Well, I'd probably bring it up more tactfully than like, oh yeah, she's like an undead.
Her.
Yeah.
We put her to rest.
Yeah, the hanging. She was not a great person. The hanging
one.
judge of Varisian.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Well, what did they say exactly about her?
She was kind of awful, and apparently their current head, a much younger Zenderholm, named after a distant ancestor, Mulsane. She basically during the early signs of the Blood Veil, basically took a vacation and hasn't returned.
Okay.
So she's currently in the city here, and it's kind of hasn't been decided through the Zenderholm family what they're going to do at this point in time. But with their senior and top member of the family, who was a member of the church, basically seemingly getting sick with the disease and then disappearing, thinking to be dead somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we should inform them of her fate.
I'll
yeah.
let you break that news.
So yeah, Zenderholm and the Rung are the two major power players we're going to have to deal with right now. The Gelento family, as he said, are probably one of the most influential members of the lesser nobles, the Dock families.
All we really have to say about her is, well, she died and was raised as an undead, and we dealt with that issue. We put her to rest. We don't have to go into any further detail. Right?
Yeah. It's like you already do have connection to some noble... Well, technically you have connection to one of the noble families already, but that family has lost a lot of power, a.k.a. Cressida Croft is from one of the Dock families. Which are the lesser... Because there's basically the 5 great families, and then 21 lesser houses, which are known as the Dock families. And those are the noble families of Korvosa. So there's 26 houses total. You know Arcona. Well, yeah, you know Arcona. So, yeah. There's basically one house which is taking advantage of the situation to become more powerful of the great houses. One that is split between Cheliax and Varisia in general, so they really probably only had representatives in the city and, are going along with it. Another one where and then another one where the basically the elder of the family had retired to Korvosa.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
So, put the names of the current leaders. So Zenderholm is Musane Zenderholm is the current head. And for Lorung, it's Scarwall.
Okay.
An elderly gentleman of very... So, Musane is young. She's probably like late teens, early 20s kind of age. Basically thrust into the situation when her great aunt disappeared suddenly. And yes, Scar Lorung is a very elderly man who basically would have knowledge of, at least, if not direct knowledge, but would have indirect knowledge of the, rebellions and, everything that happened in Cheliax, and memory of what happens to those noble houses that, tried to side certain ways. So he's probably more of a definitely a neutral party in a lot of ways.
Okay.
But you want to give me a either a local or history check on that guy, on any of these names? Might help you
Give me a
out.
sec.
Already create history.
I can do a local. Give me a second. Of course, I roll
with
3.
history with Skara, you probably know enough that if you were going to try to appeal to him, probably appealing to putting a more proper individual in charge, as much as the current queen, Isola, is a Chelaxian noble. She's really a lady of a noble family, and not one that was really trained to take over a family. She was a child that was probably trained more to been married off, whether male or female, and she just happens to be a woman. But yes, to a royalty or something like that. So, someone more convincing him, maybe, that someone more Chilaxian friendly, or perhaps old nobility friendly, would be good. Basically, to instill like a better noble uncharged and replace her, you know. Again, that might be up for whoever's taking over, and, you know, there is a monarchy there, we'll have to replace, and the seneschal will have to figure something out of a good replacement, but there are a lot of noble families that one could replace the current.
Yeah.
Certainly speaking, just suggesting maybe that might be a good direction for him. So he might be convincible. The young Senderholm, that's a tough one. Anyway, okay. So, you can finish up your meal. You can order some food. I'll tell you, there's a meal course that ends with a stew called like the Hero's Feast. And there's another one that the Healer's Touch, the Blessings of the Gods.
What is the cheapest thing here? Because that's probably what Ivona orders.
You will be paid for by your hosts. Here.
That she orders the cheapest thing.
It's still probably like a 20 gold course.
Still very expensive, but
this place is incredibly expensive. Yeah, it's probably like the Healer's Touch, aka they use like a potion of cure wounds in the.
Hey, that won't kill me, no.
A potion of
that would be funny. You eat the
cure
food,
light
you're
wounds in
basically
the
poisoned.
Yeah, they give me fucking food poisoning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But there are very exquisite stews with top-end meats, you know, and exotic spices from across the inner city. And they'll treat you if you allow them to the Gelento family.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Never say no to a free meal.
Yeah. It's probably good, but it's also like unusual because it is incredibly like high-end exotic, probably something that like none of you are like prepared for or like get, you know, normally. Like
right.
Probably the time that you like got a meal at the Gelento's place, I think the one time, was close to this, but this is like another level above there. That was probably akin to more of like a upscale family meal. This is like taking some people out kind of place, you know?
Yeah.
So, anyway. They'll be able to arrange a meeting tonight, in the early evening. There will be a household here within the Alabaster District that house the Rung has. They do have a house here in the Alabaster District that they rarely use in the region. But, yeah. So, alright. Are you doing anything else for the rest of the day then? You can spend your time chatting with the Gelentos or doing something else. You are dressed for success in the Noble District, so you can hang out here.
I think this is enough rich people time for me currently. And Ivona just goes and hangs out with her cool mom.
Yeah.
Probably like fills her in on what she's been doing, leaving out the truly dangerous details.
That's probably for the best. Just not, you know, dive into the really dangerous stuff.
Yeah. Maybe don't say the word. Yeah, we're dealing with a dungeon. Don't say we're dealing with the most heavily undead infested place in the area. Or a relative area, rather.
So. Alright. Well, it'll be a little bit of time, and you'll be able to, of course, Sorry. You'll be able to then arrive in due time, in the proper time. Of course, location you are being sent to the manors of House Rung. The household, of course, is very... The Alabaster District is... It's exorbitant. It is the rich... Even as there are rich parts of town here, this is the richest part of town, which understands why you went to the most fancy restaurant, one of the more fancy restaurants in the entire town, probably, to meet, and also why this major noble family that has connections throughout, like, probably both Cheliax and most of Cheliax's old colonies, has an estate here.
Right.
Makes sense.
So, you will be able to, greeted by a butler at the door, and, of course, your escort, so to say. Jaren will give a proper greeting as you will be led into a specific drawing room. And you will see that there is a number of men and women all in here. Of course, Marcus Gelento is there now, along with a cast of characters that you assume are the 2 members of the Great Houses and 7... I said it was 8 that left the city, right? Did I say that?
I believe you said that.
Yeah.
That's the 7 additional other, most likely heads, men and women who are heads of the various noble families. It was kind of like a sitting room kind of situation where they kind of have it set up for everybody. The servants will kind of go around, kind of offering drinks of like brandy and small finger foods and stuff like that. There will be tobaccos and other various things that are going around for like smoking and stuff like that.
Are they made with real fingers?
Some of them might, but that's beside. Fingers.
I accept nothing less.
It is very polite but extravagant kinds of stuff, and even with all of you looking very nice, there's definitely something that just you certainly all stand out a little bit. There's like little bits of detail on everybody's like outfits and stuff, like pieces of jewelry, the way the outfits are, that you can tell that they're much more expensive and stuff like that. That everyone here is, certainly speaking, they are all dressed to impress. It is definitely something of like, perhaps because the 2 members of the Great Houses are here. Of course, you can recognize certainly Avona from your knowledge check. Scar, Larung, who hasn't stood up at all. He didn't even really kind of acknowledge you arriving. He's been kind of sitting by a small fireplace in the sitting room, kind of sipping on a brandy, and occasionally one of his servants will come over and like kind of whisper something in his ear, and he'll kind of like nod, and then kind of get back to just kind of watching the room. Nearby him is a younger woman who you're guessing, because of her position, is most likely Musulane Zenderhol. She's still dressed very well, but she does basically, almost kind of like, feels a little bit like she's like nervous, or like there's just something wrong, that she's just kind of like, she doesn't quite like pace, but she kind of gets up, fidgets a little bit, kind of like, like when she's offered something, she'll like grab something and like quickly have it, and then kind of like, get back to like whatever she's doing, kind of thinking and stuff like that. Anyway. As everyone begins to kind of settle down, the old man will kind of like do this, and then the servants will kind of leave, and one of them will come in with basically a small table with a like a lid over the top of the table, it looks like. Also put it down and lift it up, revealing some kind of like what looks like a crystal, which then he'll kind of put his hand on, and this kind of like wave of magic will kind of like rush over all of you.
I feel magical.
I try to identify this magic.
Sure.
Where's my spellcraft?
Yes, okay.
Let me check my item real fast. I need to remember I have items that boost things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do a +5 on this. $37.
Pretty damn good. You can tell that. I'll just kind of break it down. It's a combination of spells that most likely what they're doing is preventing anybody from being able to detect anything in here. You know,
Makes sense.
It's. We're talking about something that's very,
very
dangerous to
sensitive.
talk about. Yeah. So, probably everyone is aware of what you're going to try to suggest to them.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, at least one of the great families is, there's an inn for that, and probably Skra is aware of that inn. That's the kind of thing. It's the kind of thing is, he didn't get to be the head of his family for as long as in Cheliax without being a very smart and wry old man.
Yeah.
Cheliax is very murdery to their upper ends of their family. Not as bad as House Thrune. They're really, really murdery, but, for, you take over the throne kind of reasons. But murdery is very popular.
Yeah.
Or mysterious accidents. Anyway.
Very true.
Welcome, honored guests. So, he'll like pick up his brandy that he's been kind of like drinking at for a while, kind of swirl it around. Also take a smell and take a sip and then kind of put it down. Young Jalenta has told us that you are going to offer us something worth our while, something worth disrupting us and all of our very important business. Look at poor Mistress Cinder. What a nervous wreck she is. It brings tears to my old eyes to see her broken apart and heartbroken at her family's plight. So, what do you have for us?
What do we have to actually offer?
Good question.
I don't know.
I guess that's the actual thing. What do we have to actually offer?
Well, one of the things that you could probably offer is, of course, return to Korvosa. I mean, like, if you oust them, there are families that are probably loyal to the Queen that might be able to remove power from, maybe, and then they can replace them. I mean, there is, like, 5 great noble houses. Certainly, you're probably not planning on getting rid of Arcona necessarily. You have plans to help replace the current head of Arcona with one that's loyal to you, but the other 2 houses... Orlanos, that's a hard one to say. You probably couldn't get rid of House Jaeger or Jigaren. As I said, because they're also another multi-country noble house. But for great houses, very hard to offer them something, but I kind of told you about that. For the dock houses, again, maybe you could offer them more power, better seats in the government. With 2 of the members of the great houses here, it would be hard to offer them positions similar to them, because they probably wouldn't want other great houses replacing them. But, yeah, so... You can roll... If anybody has a knowledge of nobility, you could roll it. Maybe that would help.
I do actually have that.
I actually get +11.
It's a pretty good roll.
Knowledge, nobility. If I could actually roll decent tonight.
20's not bad. You can pick up a few things. Certainly Avon is a lot deeper.
Mm-hmm.
But Khandes, you are aware of something that is an important fact here.
Okay.
The great houses probably abandoning Korvosa the way they are right now. The great houses tend to be very much more connected with multiple areas and have enough power that they could basically move somewhere else. The dock houses are a little bit of a mixed bag. Because the dock families are basically more Korvosan nobles. Certainly there are other cities that they might be able to find a hold in, but they would never have the same power even in those cities as Korvosa, because they're no longer, like, they're upstarts. It would take them generations to get back to the level that they are in Korvosa. Right. So you have a position that you can kind of attack the dock families from. Certainly, they're losing a lot by abandoning Korvosa, but they also see that it's not stable. There's a lot of shit going on that would be very dangerous, like life-wise, for them. Especially since two major noble houses are fairly damaged right now. Croft's family and the head of the Sable Company Resker, Endred. They're both members of major noble houses, and their houses have been kind of crushed right now. And granted, their persons are still there, so their houses could come back if they were also successful, but, they've basically given up all their stuff to try to stop the Queen.
How about also maybe, try to see if the city could help upgrade their docks?
Well, it's not like the docks. The dock,
okay.
They're called the dock. The reason that they are called that is because they are basically they have connections to trade and stuff. That's what it is, basically. They're noble houses that are both connected to trade, and you have to remember everybody's a settler here.
Lower tariffs for them.
The tariffs would be good. And a lot of the dock families, basically those families, found their nobility in Korvosa, basically, is another thing too. Whether they were descended from other noble houses, or some of them have risen up. But, yeah.
I mean, we could, with the dock families, since they're up in trade, maybe we could try to see about lowering their tariffs for stuff coming in through their families.
Yeah.
That might be something we can negotiate.
And again, it's sort of like a thing that most of the dock families come from Chelish immigrants, and they maintain their power for loyalty, political skill, things like that. You would be aware that, the one that stands out here amongst all these families is, in fact, House Zenderholm. Once one of the great houses. Because they're not of dock family stock. They're a noble family that found power from outside Chelish colonists. And not only found their way into power in here, but rose to a great family, through the machinations of their power. In a lot of ways.
Gotcha.
Fortunately, I'm not a diplomacy character.
I mean, I could do up a diplomacy check. I am a diplomacy character.
I'm an intimidation character.
I get plus 17 to diplomacy.
Oh, that's better than my plus 2.
I mean, does anyone want to assist me?
Alright, plus 5, technically. I could roll to assist.
I auto-assist because I have a 15.
Yes. There you go, I assist you.
Okay, so I'll get plus 4 to this.
Plus 4. Mm-hmm. I have an idea for
and
this.
Of course, I roll a freaking 1.
I have an idea for the Zenderholm person.
So what are you kind of bringing about, though? What are you saying?
Well, for the dock families, I will, point out the fact that, setting up in a new territory is going to be more expensive for them since they already have a hold here, and we could also negotiate maybe lower tariffs specifically for their families on goods they bring in.
Mm-hmm.
You were just saying that you had an idea for... Oh wait, BioBreak. That was the only one that I specifically had an idea for.
Okay.
But Avona's on a BioBreak, so...
Well, we could take our break now and then come back and
Yeah, and it's 10:30, so
yeah, it's a pretty good time. So why don't we take our break right now? Snack, drink, and bathroom break. Go ahead and do them, and we're back in a bit, and we can figure out what's going on. Then post break. Click buttons to go back. I didn't.
buttons will click you.
Oh, I remember what I was doing. Checking messages. I'm like, why is everything broken? Because I had to check the messages.
Are you broken?
Always. You kidding me? Hi, everybody. So, yes, you attempted to give a good point. I'm gonna tell you, it doesn't really like you've really convinced anybody for sure. I mean, there's some like chatting amongst a few people. They're seemingly thinking about it, but it's like the thoughts in their heads, but you're maybe not there yet. What does anybody want to do? Anybody want to try to suggest any other information? Address a different individual? Certainly, the two great nobles are just standing there kind of, well...
I could try a rousing speech to,
Scar is watching you closely.
pull on their heartstrings about, Korvosa's your home. We need to protect it.
Definitely would work for the dock ones.
The dock families. Mulsane is just... She doesn't seem particularly paying attention very heavily. She's there, but she's like, again, she seems a little bit distracted. But at least the old man, I've been kind of like stroking his chin. He's probably kind of balding. He doesn't have a beard, but he's got like kind of like a fancy-looking mustache. It's probably kind of waxed. He's probably stroking his chin. And it's kind of like, in his chair. He definitely looks like he's like probably in his 80s. Kind of old man.
I'm trying to think of anything else that we could say.
Yeah, like there's plenty I can say. I don't have the Diplo to say these things.
Well, you can help me. You can tell me. Remember, you're assisting me, so
I think genuinely.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Are we live?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think genuinely at this point might not be a bad idea to just full send what we know that the Queen was employing with the late leader of the Zenderholm. That can at least potentially get one person on our side.
Okay, we can bring that up, and I'm going to try to do a rousing speech about, protecting our home, Korvosa. See if that nudges any heartstrings as well. If you want me to give another diplomacy, I can.
I think that would be a different type of check, but I would need 2 checks from you first. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one, because I think what I want you to do is... I want you to roll a local, to think of, like, really good details, because the closer, the better the details that maybe some of these families
Is there a way I can use intimidation in a way that Pathfinder mechanically doesn't allow for, I guess, technically?
Maybe. So, Khandes, I need a local one for you first.
Okay, give me a sec. Local... Come on, don't roll shit. Not shit!
Hey, that's a good roll.
That's good, because I'm giving you a bonus to a check that I didn't think you'd be trained in. And depending on your check in that one, depends on how it is. It's a rousing speech. I need a perform check from you.
Perform.
Yeah. Well, the lucky thing is at least I have a decent charisma.
Yeah, you basically used your knowledge of like a lot of these families to bring up stuff in like their regions or things like part of their working area, things like that, things that are related to them. That's what you're bringing in here. That's what your local is for. Is like to think of good things that you can like point out that are things they should think about, like, yes, you're noble families, but you're part of Korvosa, you're the heart of the city, or something like that.
I mean, if anyone wants to try to assist,
I
me,
can
then-
technically assist. I have 5 perform.
Well, see if you can.
I assist.
Am I even there?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, everyone's
technically.
here.
Yes.
Okay. Where even are we?
We're talking to a bunch of
Magnimar.
nobles. God damn it.
And I roll a 1.
Magnimar. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't think we're getting any help from these people.
So,
Can I just
again,
burn down the whole building now?
I mean, you could, but then they'd all be dead, and you would have no money or support from any of them.
Well, we don't anyway, so...
I mean, then, but also probably some of the
My
families that are
rolls
in
have been
in
either
Magnimar might be more of a client.
meh,
to try to rescue them.
This
Or
is
really
the problem with
awesome.
Pathfinder making everything a roll.
Mhm.
My rolls are either meh or really awesome today, and that's it.
You have rolled pretty recently 2 ones.
Yes, I know. You don't need to remind me. I want to go beat stuff now.
There is something that maybe you can do, and I have to look it up. Because we keep mentioning it and never use anything to do with it at all.
What?
The Harrow stuff that you technically have.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Worm technically, I think, has the deck.
No, I think
Well,
I gave it
with
to
Harrow
Zardris after
points.
you got blessed by it.
You technically have Harrow points. I'd said this like long ago, but no one ever
Oh,
remembers
yeah,
it.
we
I
We
don't remember
We
it.
don't
about
really
it.
use them.
Yeah. There is one that is reroll a charisma-based check.
Let's do that.
Uh-huh.
So let me try that again.
Mm-hmm.
Surely I can't do as bad.
Sure.
Oh, don't have so much faith in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's 15.
Oh, that's better.
That is a lot
17.
better.
Because you assisted.
17,
17.
plus some other bonus. Certainly speaking, it does seem as though, with that much better check, with your knowledge check before, being able to give some information about like Korvosa and name some things that you know might be more personal to some of these people here. You definitely feel like you've tugged at some heartstrings. But again, like there does seem to be 2 individuals that are very much so either not impressed by you or just again, it's the 2 great houses. It seems as though at least very much so you have the ear of the Dock families.
Okay, well that's something.
So,
I'm up for any other suggestions.
you got very fancy words there, and you do seem to be knowledgeable. Okay.
What's the Zenderholm lady's name?
It is Mulsanna.
Select your language. Press up or down for options. English, US,
Yeah.
will be
Worm, you might want
I
to
need to
mute
mute.
Worm. Well, yeah, you might want to mute.
Here's your resetting, please.
I've lost my train of thought. No. Hold on.
She's
I-
definitely,
I-
like, not paying attention.
I think we need to get her attention.
Mm-hmm.
This old man, we don't have anything to convince this old man, really, but we have stuff to maybe convince her.
I mean, like, you have an angle that you haven't brought up to him, but you could try to. But it's also one that, like, it's
Okay,
a
sorry
hard
about
one.
that.
No, it's okay. It's a hard one to bring up because he's very old Cheliax nobility, you know.
Yeah.
Granted, he's like old pre-current government Cheliax nobility, though, really in his mannerisms a lot. Which is still very imperial, we conquer the world Cheliax. So-
Yeah, it's not any better.
Ooh, with
Less
him,
devilly.
we could try to say, with the queen in her current state, she's not as supportive to Cheliax. And this, helping us take back the government will bring us closer to Cheliax again.
I think it won't.
What do you mean, current state?
Oh, yes.
I mean, should we go there?
The current Queen of Korvosa is currently under the influence of an ancient dragon spirit that threatens the entire region.
She went into the...
She went poking in
that-
places she shouldn't.
got into things that were at the ancient temple of my people before the city was built, and has now been infested with an ancient dragon spirit. That is why she is acting the way she is.
That does seem to be an interesting problem. Certainly speaking, though, I've met plenty of royalty that is influenced by things.
It's a full possession,
Yes, not just an influence.
and it will not stop with Korvosa.
Certainly speaking, that does seem to be a threat for the city itself. But you speak of the region.
Gonna name drop the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say, if this dragon prevails, it might tear Korvosa away from Cheliax completely. I'm sure you do not want that.
Likely to burn down the entirety of Varisian.
Hmm.
It
Kind
may
of
even
nice things. Easier. He does seem to be in thought.
I
At least
will
you got a
look
bit of a strength.
to the Zender home.
Yeah.
Lady. We know what happened to your previous head.
As soon as you say that, she does just kind of like, it's that kind of like twitch to attention, like looking straight towards you with a kind of like, you definitely feel like there's a glare happening. You know, she's definitely interested, but she's initially showing, like, at first now, hostility.
I'm gonna have to be back again. Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay. We'll just enjoy being in weird spots again. Good luck.
Okay, I have to look up what this lady's name was. Zenobia. Zenobia's death is truly unfortunate. Though what happened after is even worse. The Queen employed her as an undead minion.
Speak. She says, speak.
Alright, I will tell her what we found and what the undead abomination of her family member was doing for the Queen. In great detail. To everyone in this room.
You can probably inform them about everything that was going on with the Grey Maidens.
Yeah.
That is a little far, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna just... I was hoping we wouldn't have to go this route, but it seems like we have to.
It does seem as though our good queen is taking things to a much more extreme. Kidnapping and operation, torment. Much farther than those with connections to the Cheliax are used to.
We can continue to debate this at great length, or we can do something about it.
Oh. Then what would you have us do?
We need an army to remove her. To do that, we need funding. Mercenaries are expensive, weaponry is expensive.
An army would be easy, but I'm sure that the easy route that I'm thinking of is not having the purview, at least not at this time. Korvosa has been its own for some time, and I doubt, kind of looking across this room, most would feel pleasant about any changes. Thank you.
We are
What did you think I
also
said, 40, 50? Sorry.
Room.
we are also working on retrieving an artifact that will help us.
Something of that power is required to take care of this spirit you speak of?
Yes. As well as me and my companion Ada have been rousing our people to assist.
That is interesting. I would have had high doubts that the Shore people wanted to have anything to do with Korvosa.
There's a problem bigger than Korvosa.
This spirit was once held trapped by our people. We do not wish to see it free.
Mulsane will speak up at this point in time. I've had my doubts about taking my position with this family, but I have been informed and looked after by Sir Laronga, but I think I should speak up for a second. My family fought our way to the top in Shellbax, in Korvosa, and earned respect. I recognize this. And though I often see still looks towards me, I am not my aunt. I may never be the person that my aunt was. But I am the leader of House Senna. And, as for myself, the Queen's blood would be an excellent gift for returning home.
If you want your vengeance, you can have it. She needs to be removed.
Vengeance, perhaps, yes, perhaps, maybe, but more show of strength. Show that I am I'm here for good reason. Skara will kind of like shake his head a little bit and then kind of speak up. Fine. House Larone will not assist you, not the way you wish, but we will also not stop. We will also we will also not argue if there are others that we perhaps wish to. Looking to his, the younger that he's probably been looking after for a little year. If they wish to assist, they may. We will not stop us. But I will have some conditions set on all. The current order in Korvosa has found itself weakened. Still, nonetheless, the nail is an order of reason. And there are those that hear of their brethren's mistreatment. and would be willing to assist. Some of you may not enjoy them coming in, but they are not the chillaxing. Would you agree with this?
Nail our helmets, right?
Yes.
I have no issue with your helmet.
This problem is too big to quibble on who helps us.
Yeah. Basically, the orders tend to battle with themselves, but I'll just tell you because you probably know a little bit about it. But the Order of Nail is one of the 7 founding Hell Knight orders, and if there is something going on that is a battle against them, which, I mean, like, they're not being treated very nicely in Korvosa currently.
Mm-hmm.
Probably been stripped of a lot of their power in the city. That kind of could call upon some other... they probably wouldn't say anything directly, but when a member of an old noble house would be like, hey, I saw some things going on that they were treating, that they wouldn't ask for help, but that kind of thing.
Hell Knights are technically a neutral body.
They're technically a neutral body, more towards lawful neutral, but there are plenty of... But they tend to be mostly lawful neutral, if not lawful evil. So they're kind of like in that area. There really aren't any lawful good ones, but they do tend to head towards that neutrality most of the time.
Yeah.
So
Beggars can't be choosers at the moment.
At this point, sorry, Milsani, speak up. What kind of mercenaries would you look for?
We just kind of need, like...
I mean, we were talking about possibly the, church with the Cleric of, them joining in.
We need to siege the city.
Yeah. But I'm saying, I know we were talking about bringing some of them in as allies.
I think we've already got them, to be fair.
Right.
It's the thing of, like, there are different types of mercenary companies you can call upon.
Well, definitely not the Red Mantis, since they're already working with the Queen.
They aren't mercenaries, though. They're assassins.
Oh.
We need... The two things I think we need soldiers who can breach walls and get into the city. And we also need... Ships would be really nice, because it's a coastal city. There's not much they could do against that.
Yeah,
there is one major mercenary group you could call upon then that is very well known for this entire thing. So, this is something that you'll have to do at another time, so they can send messages magically. But you'll probably have to be chance of it. You'll get the money for it. Ulfins. The Ulfin people of the land of the Linorm King. They are the most loyal mercenaries. And they were once known basically as... They basically were very Viking-y. So they still have a lot of ships. So...
That's a good choice.
They are the most elite mercenary group in... in this area of the Galarian. And they aren't actually that far from you. They're just up the coastline to the north. You are surprisingly close. They're very good, and, you have money. You just would have to have someone convince them, at least one of the nations, one of the Linorm Kings to basically join you, maybe. So, I can say we can, look into that in between to figure out which one you would maybe want to go with doing that. Because convincing one of the Linarm Kings to basically go to bat for you as mercenaries would be the easiest way to grab them, to raise an army very quickly, because they could raise an army very quickly.
Yeah.
And again, some of the most, though they don't really do it anymore, they are still infamously the most powerful raiders.
Because my thing is, the Truanti can easily stop anyone from getting out via bridges.
Yeah.
Stopping boats is a little harder.
Um,
And we can't let her escape.
Yeah. Yo, I can we can talk about it in between for one of them if you want to do that. But that would be a very powerful army.
Yeah.
Definitely to summon. And granted there are other mercenaries, but they are probably the most loyal mercenaries. You know, they have like if they're doing a job for you, you know, they're doing a job kind of thing. You know, their loyalty is basically. Their loyalty can't be bought away from their employer. Is a great way to say it. You know, they have a code of honor.
Be helpful.
There are other mercenary groups, but they might be less scrupulous a lot of times.
Yeah, they might go over to whoever the highest bidder is.
Certainly speaking, you could. There are other mercenary groups to you point out, but that's probably the. I gotta be honest, like, when I'm thinking of mercenary groups, because I know of a couple of them, they're the best options, because it's like, you could employ groups like, they're hobgoblin mercenary groups, but, in like about 5 years, one of them will form a legion and go to war, so they're not really the most trustworthy. There's this entire adventure path against this legion called the Iron Fang Legion, and I don't think you want to maybe contact them. I don't know. Inviting them in like a little early seems like a different history line. They might just want a powerful artifact themselves. I don't know. Maybe they've been impressed a lot and want some kind of power of their own. Anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's someone else's problem.
So yeah, you definitely will get the group on your side. The Doc families with Zenderholm's support will seemingly, to different degrees, all of them will go along with you. Certainly, you definitely have full support of House Gelento, but the other ones will, some of them will support money, some of them will be willing to support, some manpower if they have, things like that, But you will be able to get together, honestly, enough funds to keep to spend a good amount of money into the city currently to help out with the budding rebellion in there, and a good chunk of money to hire on Ulfin mercenaries.
Sounds good. We did a good job. Huzzah!
Yes.
Ooh.
Now to go kill some undead.
So, when you decide to do that, I will just say to you, you will want to head back here, and Wolsane has agreed to go with you as a representative of basically the people paying for you. She's not going to help with the negotiations, but basically she'll be able to, if someone asks numbers, she'll be able to help with, numbers and payment information stuff.
She's our accountant. Got
Yeah,
it.
she's agreeing to go with you to act as the accountant. So we'll have to pick her up.
True.
Alright. We can head back to. We can just kind of, unless there's anything else you want to do, we can head back to Scarwall.
To do in this city.
Yeah.
I
We just tell her, hey, we got money. We have support now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hadn't decided on the mercenaries until we were talking about them, and then I remembered the Ulfin mercenaries. I'm like, well, they're really good mercenaries. They're actually really goddamn close.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Yeah. that'll have to be a fun little adventure too. That'll be interesting. I'm gonna move us back to this first floor, and then go to this battle map over here. Short little capture. Cool. Hey, you're back over like we'll say like here.
You have not tracked us.
You have to move us, yeah.
Oh, I forgot to drag you too. This new thing is pretty good, but it also like is a little like I'm getting used to navigating the new format.
Thank you.
Switch.
Wee. So where did we want to go next?
We're really not on order over here. I'm not gonna correct it. It's fine.
Yeah, where do we want to go? We don't want to go here.
Hey, I'm Tantus.
Yeah.
Everyone,
hey, now we're in the right position.
Yeah.
Worm showed up. That is good. Hi.
Dang it,
Oh.
I was Tantus for a second. I was going to say everyone gain a level.
I mean, technically speaking, you can gain a level
There we
now if you were ready for it, and stuff. You should have been. I think we talked about it. You're a little.
I'm alive.
Little.
You're a
You're
robot.
live. It's a little robot.
You're crackly.
Okay, so we're technically gaining a level at the moment.
Yes.
We can deal with that after the session.
You can definitely deal with that after the session. You'll be
Yeah.
fine for anything you do this time.
Oh, we should
Okay,
not
so
go
yes.
east.
So yeah,
Still crackly.
east is Dragon Lair, and
Bad.
again, yeah. You're unsure what this is here, but it might be some kind of tower. Okay.
Which way was east?
This up here. I'll shift ping this over to here.
Ah, got it.
That was good old Dragon Lair.
Okay, so we should go west.
Go west, you go up these stairs.
You
Yeah,
could go
but
up
we
the
were
stairs
told
here.
the second floor was where the big guy was
We're
somewhere.
gonna have to go up there eventually.
As far as you knew, the second floor area was the area above where you started.
Okay.
And-
Well, I still think it might be best to go west.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
There's a door down.
I'm not
Put
going
yourself-
there.
Hey, Zardris, do you want to listen at it?
If you want to put yourselves all like over here, we'll have you move over. Okay. So I have to do something here. Yay. Okay,
Naturally.
Naturally.
Lightning, are you?
Is check something here. See for exploring over here. It's over here.
Zardris, do you want to listen at the door?
Okay.
If lightning's around? I see they're muted.
So you might be busy at
Okay.
the moment. Or something. Okay, welcome back.
Now it should sound good too.
Oh,
You're still a little crackly.
How bad is it?
It's not the worst.
No, we can hear you. It's just crackly.
Yeah, we can understand you. At
Yeah,
least.
the issue is that it's Discord's problem, meaning I have to I have to restart my computer to fix it, and it didn't fix it once, and now I have to do it again. I'll be back again.
Okay.
alright.
You can roll a knowledge nature check in here when you're,
All
when
right.
you're moving out in here.
What else in nature?
I don't think that's me.
Oh,
Oh, I
Yeah.
can try it. I get +5.
that's 20. It's not great.
23.
Better.
So you can tell that like the plants in this area are mostly nettles, poison oak, and brambles, but they shouldn't be able to thrive in this kind of environment that's here. Kind of unusual.
Maybe there's some kind of plant monster about.
You can give me maybe like a perception check, let's say.
I really can't. You gotta
I'll
stop asking me
try.
that.
I have a decent perception. I'm nowhere near Zarda's perception.
Yeah, Zardris has a plus like 39.
Yeah, I roll a 1 and I get a 17.
I guess I can click a button for Zardis since the lightning's busy at the moment. and
Because I like
Zardis
to roll
is-
1s tonight, apparently.
Yeah.
Click this Zardis button.
Plus a
Ah,
bajillion.
So I'm just gonna move you guys back because Zardris will yell something where you kind of like, as you kind of like, I'm assuming Khandes, you kind of like burst, and Zardris is like after you kind of like looking because you're like, oh, go check out that door. Zardris will kind of put a hand on your shoulder and point out something that is over there. I'm just gonna move something to a different
Layer?
Yeah, let's see what layer it is in.
Probably GM. Well, it's not map and it's not token, or we'd be able to see both. So it's either light or GM layer.
There we go. Yeah.
That's a plant.
And some that's technically kind of like over here.
It's a plant monster.
There's a big old plant there that will be pointed out by a thing. That's a thing over there. It hasn't done anything yet, but it might know you're there. So.
How do I sound now?
You sound fine.
Good.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I guess technically speaking, we can actually just roll initiative since you know it's there and it's going to be attacking. And anyway, knowledge nature.
Combat. Fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't gonna attack, I was just going to fireball.
It is. You're like with. The thing is, it's like you're really in range of it. You want to identify it.
What am I rolling? Nature?
Nature to identify it.
That one. No. The answer is no. I rolled a 19.
Yeah.
Oh, I know one of those as like a purse.
Oh my gosh.
I know exactly what that is.
Just show this.
I've died to one of those.
Journals. Let's go. Show to everybody.
I
there it
got
is.
murdered by one of these things in the game.
Yeah.
Is it immune to fire?
I don't remember it being immune to fire, but we're gonna find out when it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
What are we fighting?
A plant.
A giant plant. We need you on the map and let press initiative.
An evil plant.
We'll fill you in on everything that happened up to now.
God, I rolled such bad initiative in this game.
Also, I can hear myself for some reason, which is really annoying.
That's always pleasant.
Right? So I need to figure that out.
Yay, more issues. Yay, I need more issues.
Oh,
Do you think this plant can walk?
Yeah.
Yes.
And sheet, initiative button. Come on, sheet, load. And initiative button.
Okay.
Worm.
Okay.
Can anyone hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can't anymore.
No, I can't.
Can you hear me?
Can't hear you. Can't hear Joe.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, like Joe's gone.
Joe's
I'm
gone.
Yep.
Hello?
There you
Hello.
are. You're back.
You're back.
Worm, you also have a token up by 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we were already on this map, so
There.
you go.
Okay.
I was just letting you know so there wasn't 2 of
He
you.
also
Yeah.
would probably be at like full HP.
Rani, you are first.
Yeah, we did rest.
Oh,
Yeah, we had some
you
rest.
are correct.
There's a very big plant creature over here. It
Kill
looks
it.
pleasant.
Kind of pretty. I mean, it's
Wait, did
pretty.
we level up?
Not yet.
We're gonna level up after. this.
Okay.
You're very quiet.
I'll turn you up.
Am I a little louder now?
There you go.
That's a little loud. Yeah,
I am going to hit I'm gonna hit our friend Khandes with a bull strength.
Thank you.
Fancy.
And I will, that's my action. I'm going to... Are other folks going to be moving into melee with this, with Mr. Man?
Probably.
Yes.
That's gonna be my life.
Bold choice.
Pass turn.
Ada.
Charge.
This thing will get an attack of opportunity on you. It was waiting to surprise people who just weren't surprised by it.
Wow.
Wait.
So
I can still charge it even if it attacks me, right?
you can. You can possibly.
You have improved charge.
No.
Then you can still charge. It's just gonna be the odds.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
I'm going to click this button here. It's the first one. Does a 36 hit you?
Yes.
So you take 14 damage, and I'm going to click this button here, which... What's your CMD?
CMD is 32.
Okay. You are grappled. It has +4 to grappling, and that's not included in that, which I don't know why it didn't come up, because it's in the miscellaneous, and it just didn't show. That is weird. So, you theoretically only moved. But you are in its vines now.
So I don't get a pounce?
You would not get the pounce, because it interrupted your charge.
It got it with a 2?
It's a huge plant
It's a
monster.
big plant.
It
Does
does
have
have
26.
Well, if
without
I
the
just
pluses
moved,
to grappling. Yeah.
If I just moved and I don't get to do the charge part of my attack, I might as well just grow.
Okay. That you
So-
can do.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Which I have to see where you would have been grabbed. It probably would have been about like here, we'll say. It's got a large radius of reaching you.
But it does pull me in, technically, doesn't it?
It will do that on its. Technically speaking, with its abilities, no. Particular. Well, it might grab. It might pull you. It hasn't yet. We'll worry about that on its turn. Anyway, Zardris.
Anyway, let's just go large, by the way.
Yeah, I made you large.
And I'll figure out what I am in a second.
Let's find out if it's immune to fire.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I'm going to tell you, it is not. I'll hit this button
It
here.
is a plant.
So
Well,
take
it
half
takes
damage.
half because it
There's
rolled
still some-
incredibly well.
It did roll very well.
Actually, I shouldn't say it is a plant, because I fought a plant that had fire resistance, and I was very upset by that.
Yeah. So, it just seems to have affected normally. Anyway, Khandes.
That's my turn.
If you could enlarge me, sir.
Big embiggened.
I can make you bigger.
I'm a hippo. That's
Okay.
You're a
Alright. Acceptable.
Okay, so let me just quickly adjust a couple things.
I'm just gonna...
Boop.
I'm gonna go there. Here. Oh, I did make all the notes. Okay. Okay. So, I need to roll something on you. It
Right.
will also get an attack of opportunity on you.
No.
It does have combat weaknesses.
Oh, actually, I could be. Oh no, I have to be there to get a 15. Yeah,
As soon as
'cause
you
I have a
move with
15-foot reach. That I was just checking.
it technically has a 25-foot reach, so as soon as you move to 20 feet away, it would
Oh
be
my gosh.
in range.
That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
Christ.
It's a
Yes.
big boy.
Well, I
Uh,
technically didn't enlarge until I got to that square.
So we can say that you're in the squares, but you're within range to hit it, but you are grappled. It would take 19 damage. Well, let me see if you're grappled. It actually might not roll very well. What's your CMD?
My CMD.
Might not matter. I've rolled very well. I rolled. He's got a block.
Where the? I see my CMB. Where the frick is my CMD? Oh, 36.
Okay, so he's also got you.
Damn it.
And another one is Fox.
Oh, I will also. I'm going to add my other damage. And I'll make it fire. Oh, it should just be one. The first attack's going to be what it is. 41 and 44 damage. Oh, but it didn't show the D6. Why didn't it add in my second damage type? Oh, because I forgot to hit it. Oh, and that actually is completely wrong on the damage. Because I forgot to change it because it's not a undead. So I'm just gonna re-roll the damage part of that.
Okay.
Oh right, because you have the 2 extra d6 that you just put into your main thing. Because
So it'd be
for whatever reason, you can't do more
33
than one
and
extra damage
6
type.
fire.
Alright. Gotcha. Okay. Vona.
Alright, I will. I'm gonna do some walking. I'll do some walkies.
Rockies.
Yeah, I can just use fire. I'll point at this thing. I'm gonna shoot some fire at it.
Okay.
Pew, pew, pew. Let me roll another one for crit confirm.
You do.
29 will be crit confirm.
It will definitely be confirmed.
Alright, how many fucking die do I roll for this one? Let's see. I roll 80 something. 86.
Maybe you would roll technically 16d6.
Excuse me?
Well, each is 40. It's Scorching Ray, right?
It's Scorching Ray.
Each is 4d6.
Yeah? Okay,
And
so
the critical
roll...
one would be double. So it'd be
Critical would be
8d6 for
double.
that. So you roll 16d6.
So 16... Okay, 16. Right, because we learned had no resistance, so this doesn't matter.
It does not have resistance.
Hold on, what is it d6 or... I'm just gonna make sure.
It is d6.
Yes. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. So numbers hard. 16, you said?
Yes.
What are you
I don't know.
casting?
That's
Scorching Ray.
there you go.
Oh, actually, I did. Let me just see your number. Okay, yeah. Even with firing into melee, you got the touch AC. Alright.
It's a big boy. I assume doesn't have great touch.
Yeah.
I just figured out a really easy workaround to use strength instead of dex.
Alright.
That's
well,
my turn.
Well, let's see here. Oh, I think. Do we have anybody else that's nearby? We do. We're probably just going to deal with the people that we have now. I'm going to click this button. That's what I've rolled. I've rolled very well. Alright. Okay. So...
My CMD is 36.
Yes. He has +4 to that. I keep that in mind. Because I'm
Okay.
it's the improved grapple, but I'm not rolling the bonus. Yes, I rolled a. So actually, it could fail on. It could fail on that. Anyway, so it roll to do that, and then what it will do is first off, I will roll this for each of you. So this first one will be for Ada, the second one for Khandes, as we will be constricted.
Getting squeezed.
They'll be squeezed, and then I have to activate another ability because it totally has this.
Which one's mine?
Though, yours was the first one, so 15 and 16 for Khandes. So anyway, both of you are going into it. It doesn't have a
Nice.
bite damage, but you're going to go into its gullet.
Getting vored.
You are both getting vored, so I'm just
Cut
going to move
your way out of it.
so I'm just going to shift you guys both into
I'm
there.
guessing
It
the
can eat
rule
two
is that
large creatures?
That's kind of impressive, honestly.
Because I assume it has a size limit of how much it can nom.
Not only be able to eat
usually
one
it's
person.
based on the size, and sometimes it's like one.
Sometimes it's a lot, and sometimes
Let me
it's
just make
very
sure.
The opponent can
No.
be up to one size category smaller than the swallowing creature. Being swallowed
Yeah.
causes the creature to take damage.
I feel like eating two large creatures is a little weird.
I mean, it's huge.
It's a
If it
big
was
boy.
colossal size, I wouldn't have said anything.
I know.
Yeah, some
but
think
I'm-
it's just huge.
It's only one.
But yeah,
size
I mean, it doesn't say there's like a limit on it.
Yeah, and there's nothing in its stats to say it has a limit
It might
for
just stretch, you know?
Yeah,
It might just stretch you guys because it doesn't have an actual. It doesn't do the bite. It doesn't have a bite attack, which it normally would do. It just kind of like goes into like you into like the like acid. It's got like the acid bulb of like like those digestive plants, and it's just dumping you both into that. So let me just see about
Yummy.
this. I don't know if you take the acid damage right away or not. Against turn with opponent grappled. In this case, it doesn't have a mount, it's in its vines, because it specifically says it. Yeah. Being swallowed causes creature to take damage each round. So I'm going to guess I'm going to have to reroll that damage, but it's going to be at the beginning of your turn, so you will take the acid damage. So we'll save that.
Fun.
But you're still technically grappled now. But so you've
Being
really only
swallowed causes the creature to take damage each round.
yeah. So assume
It
you're
doesn't
being.
specify when.
So I'm assuming it would be on their turn is probably the most logical because normally that's what kind of thing it does.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it doesn't specify the end, the beginning. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a little quiet about like the specifications. Anyway, you two have been. You can cut your way out of its gullet if you wish to. Then so. Fun.
I have resistance to acid 5, so it's not
Well,
as bad.
It's not as bad for you. Anyway, Ronnie,
Take it now?
you're two,
Or
you're,
later?
we'll do it on your turns.
Okay.
Ronnie, your two friends were eaten by a plant. It got done and bored them.
Oh,
I'm
damn.
not a fan of that. I don't exactly
little weird.
know what to do in response. If I'm being
Got any
honest.
fire?
No. No, I
Start
don't.
filming and make millions on the porn.
Is there like a Molotov cocktail or something?
Well, I'm gonna do what I was originally planning to do, anyways.
Thanks
before
for
all
that.
y'all
You're
got a
welcome,
little
you're welcome.
bored. And I'm
What
going to
happens,
use
you
my
know?
divine power spell to cast on myself.
Oh god.
And that is an action. I don't want to move up to them, if I'm being honest. I was
You got
gonna
anything you
move.
can chuck at it? Like a javelin or something?
Well, that's an
You
action,
can
so you
just
don't even
fight.
have a attack at the moment.
Oh, that's
You can
true.
fight.
Yeah,
foot
it's
step
more just.
periodically.
I'm
It's
just
just
gonna,
vibe.
I'm honestly just gonna stay here and pass my turn.
Yeah. Well, I think Ada can cut her way out of it very
Yeah,
easily.
potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
let me.
kinda
Let me.
curious,
I'll click this button to do the damage. Where are you, Spawn? Only
Oh,
7
no.
acid
7
damage.
whole burning acid.
That was a lot less of a roll than the last one. Which
That
was
was-
17.
Kill me in real life.
Hold on. A little curious on how much damage do I have to deal to break out?
Oh,
And does it affect me in some way?
I have it listed in the thing. Let me see here.
The armor
I've opened-
class of the interior is a creature's soul is normally 10 plus half its natural armor bonus. No
I have its
modifiers.
AC. I have its hit points to cut your way out. You can probably do that. I'm not gonna lie.
1/10 of the total hit points. Okay.
And the thing is, you also you could go adamantine to ignore.
Yeah,
Oh,
Could
that's
I-
hardness.
yeah. I don't think that works unless Tantus rules that it works. That I can turn my claws adamantine to ignore hardness.
That really doesn't help here because it has specifically an AC, not a
Yeah.
hardness.
I know, but We could
You
have
can
ruled
slash your
something,
way
but
out,
yeah.
probably.
You got this.
Anyway, can I still full attack or not? Am I still grabbed? I think I still count as grabbed.
You still count as
Grapple.
grappled.
Yeah.
So,
Which means
You can full attack. You just
you
get
can full attack.
just have the grapple condition.
Oh yeah, let me turn that on.
So this is just a grappled condition because we haven't used it in a while because nothing has it very often.
Well,
which
it's
is
in
really nice for you
conditions
this game.
too. It's easy.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you say it doesn't technically have the grappled condition, but you do, which gives you penalty to attack, and you basically can't use a two-handed weapon. Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
Well, that bothers me.
Yeah, I'm just curious. What?
Well, I have my claws at least.
In what world do you think it's a good idea to swallow a hippo? One of those dangerous animals on the planet.
This thing probably doesn't know what a hippo is. I'm not gonna lie.
In
what
It has
world
an
is it-
intelligence. It's not much, and
In
it
what
and look.
world is a good idea to swallow a large Khandes?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Let me. I think I just need to paste. I think I've already come. Yes, it does appear so.
You will be able to cut your way out. Bluff.
Ignore
As
the
you like,
0.5. That is wrong, but it should just be rounded.
You
yeah, round it down.
slash into it a couple of times, and you manage to cut your way out as this splash of like goo and acid comes out with you as it kind of like closes up the wound that you got out of, and kind of like shrivels, kind of crushing into Khandes a little bit too. Doesn't really do anything other than acid
Yeah,
damage.
you
It's
basically
just like a
just
big bowl,
see
but
you basically just see a hippo bite its way through.
Alright. You've escaped, though. You're good. But you're next to it, though, which helps, though. Because you have to start grappled if you're eaten by it. Anyway, Zardris.
Blap.
Okay. You go range touch attack. Is that your touch
Oh.
attack?
That is the touch
What is it?
attack.
So 24 is to hit?
Yeah.
That will hit it.
What's this spell?
Mm-hmm. It's a cool spell.
Oh,
I think
so-
like one of my
actually should
servants of well, not my servants. One of the servants of my goddess. or
Damn, you
her-
get servants as a cleric? That's
And
kind
you
of
do
cool.
six less damage on each attack.
That
hit.
doesn't make a lot of extra stuff because it's a separate hit point pool for cutting your way out.
Yeah, I know.
technically.
But I just want to make that clear because I realized I did not fix it, so it
That
doesn't
reduction
add the
in
thing.
damage would not have prevented you from escaping.
Yep. Okay.
Though I do note
Cool.
the 14 would not have been it.
Yeah,
so it
that's
was the
6 less.
first one.
Yeah, but it's just 6 less damage, not 6 less attack.
So yeah, how much damage does it deal?
5 acid, 3 cold, 8 electricity, and 7 fire.
And to find
Okay.
out what it's
Oh,
resistant
am I
to.
still grappled?
No.
Yay.
And the type that does the most damage persists. Deal another
All right.
46 of that type for 1d4 rounds. Let me just roll that if that even matters. Oh, cool, 1 round.
That might the one that rolled the most damage, basically, right?
Yeah.
Because it's designed to seek out weaknesses.
Okay. Then you will be rolling some dice, because 2 of them did no damage to it.
Oh, dope.
Hey, good to know.
Turns out acid doesn't do a lot to this thing.
Kind of makes sense to a degree. It
Ah.
has acid in it.
Anyway, Khandes, you're getting digested a little
So
bit.
do you.
14.
Full of acid.
So 9.
That doesn't stop us from being hurt by it.
Do I
Khandes, so
have-
delicious.
Can I just attack him in the inside without trying to break out?
Mechanically, not
no?
really. Because you can only get like a light attack in, you're really only able to like really attack the thing that's holding. Mechanically, because you're still grappled.
Right.
Like-
Oh, I just didn't know if I could just stay in there and just deal actual damage to it.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
It would be funny, but...
I'd actually rather just do that, but that's fine. Well, here comes a series of large claws at it that are flaming.
Ooh. Right. You will be able to tear your way out, and once again, Khandes is free with a splat of some more acid spilling onto the ground. Avona.
What do I have that I can throw at it?
Magic missile.
What's that? It's for bosses. It's not for mooks like this. Crazy. It'd be a waste. Guess I'll just roll some ray attacks again. Bloop. That's a miss. That's probably a miss. That's another crit. Probably not a confirm though.
It would technically be a confirm because it's currently not in melee with those two because they just escaped from its grapple.
Oh, neat.
They technically aren't in it just because of the technicality of it, because they just burst their way out of it. So yeah.
No
So is that I assume the 30 is the only one that hits.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, wait, no. The 12 would hit too. So you get 12d8, 12d6. I'm sorry. It has touch of no.
There's another 46. That's a huge creature, so I'm just assuming its touch is garbage.
Its touch is quite
kind of the assumption I make when creatures are big.
It's going to go. Alright. I guess it's going to launch two vines very meanly at Khandes and Ada, because they're right there. And it's very sad that you got out of its gullet. It really liked eating you. It's very, very sad about that. Anyway, the first two of these will be at, I'll say, Khandes, and the second two at Ada. Click this button. Oh.
No, those would miss me. I'm at 27 AC.
Mine is...
One's definitely missing you.
Yeah, one rolled a 1.
The highest I've rolled.
Well, 27 hit your AC is the question where.
No, mine's 29.
So it'll miss.
It'll miss, because I highest I ever rolled was a 9, and that wasn't great. Anyway, Ronnie.
Alright, so...
Chuck something.
Go smack it.
Well, then it'll try to grapple him.
It's fine.
Can I fit into here? Probably not, right?
I'd assume that's probably legal.
But it might try to grapple you before you get there is the problem.
It would get an attack to try to grapple you in the meantime.
Well, I mean, no matter which way I approach it, it's going to do that.
Well, that's
right?
why I was saying
Well,
anything range.
I click this button. Would 25 hit you?
No one.
Then
Hey,
you
you're
can move
good.
up to it freely. It try to grab at you. You nimbly, kind of blocked one of its tentacles away, kind of redirected as it kind of smacked down, and crushed to the ground a little bit.
I can only get a single attack, but I'll just do
Yep.
this. Oh my lord. Yeah, the 33.
The 33 would indeed hit it.
So I strike it. And that's my turn.
Okay. I have to mark off damage. So that's that there. Okay. Ada.
Okay.
Go, Hippo, go.
I'm going to do this.
There's this fine mist around all of you that makes you feel very preserved, as if it keeps corpses preserved near it. It has an aura. It doesn't do anything to anybody.
However, I'm also going to do this on the first attack.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Okay. The 26 will miss. The 24 will miss.
Okay.
So, the 31 will hit.
Also 6 less damage. I need to figure out how to get rid of that. That'll be a thing for me to figure out later.
Yes. But good news, everybody. Your 32.5 and the acid damage was really good. 32.5 is nothing.
I did do like 100 fire damage this thing.
You did a lot of. You did a lot of fire damage this thing. You definitely
28 or 26.5, but 26.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Still, that it had 3 hit points after Ronnie hit it.
Yep. I wanted to try using my stunning fist for once.
I think plants are immune to stun.
It actually was immune to stun. Yes. So.
Yeah, I think the plant immunities include stun.
Stun, sleep, polymorph, poison, paralysis.
Well,
amusingly, I think I can suffocate a plant.
Here's the fun thing.
It does still need to breathe.
I apply both stun and shaken. So
hey, you get something out of it at least.
Yeah.
Shaken would be mind affecting, I think, too, because fear is usually mind affecting.
Oh, is it not affected by mind affecting? That's rough.
Yeah.
It is a plant. It doesn't really have a brain.
This one has a slight bit of a brain. It had an int of 2.
Well, it's dead now. I'm gonna light its corpse on fire.
It had a mist that was around it that preserved corpses, and technically
at least
speaking,
I made progress and remembered that I have this ability.
True.
Finally.
I mean, if any of you died, it could have eaten you and gained fast healing 10 for a minute.
I finally remembered I have goggles of Elvenkind, so I get +5 on spell crouch.
But you've defeated this thing that's been sitting here for a week in the garden.
Well, it's dead
this is why you should always eat your vegetables.
Oh, light it on fire.
I mean, it might kind of be already.
No, I'm gonna light it on fire more.
The section about monks.
Yeah, it'll take another 4d6 damage.
I'm going to pulp it.
Mm-hmm.
Burn this.
It actually had it did. Honestly speaking, both of you getting attacked of opportunity from it probably was a lot better than it just getting a full attack on you, because it would have gotten 4 attacks and that does a bunch of damage, and then also crap.
What is the 46 for?
The second round of my.
Yeah, we're just burning it now.
That
would technically would have gone off even if it died.
Yeah, so its corpse just kind of goes. It burns a little bit.
Good.
But, yeah, hey, you killed. You did get to fight something. Killed the corpse looks. Congratulations.
Well, you can shrink me back down.
Yeah.
I'll stay my size for now. I decided to go large instead of gigantic.
Well, I have to stay angry to do that, so.
I know.
The hippo can stay a hippo, fortunately, a lot easier because this is built for large things here. Anyway, there's this nice door here, but we'll leave it here as you're about to explore because, you're heading into a new section of the dungeon.
We at least got to kill something today.
You did get to kill something.
I got to do something today.
Yes, you missed negotiations and figuring out a neat new thing we can do.
Yeah, sounded like you guys went to Magnimar.
Yeah,
yeah.
You talked to some rich people. Well, we'll talk about it after after dungeon. We'll catch you with those. All right, everybody.
Okay.
We will leave it there, though. That was some fun, little bit of role playing. We got everybody back in the dungeon, and so everybody make sure you level up to 14. Right? Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
You will have
increase the damage die.
Yeah, there will be 15 before the end of the adventure, but that's much farther in. Much farther in. There's a lot more to do before you hit that level. So, but you will be before the end of Scarwall. Eventually. But yeah. Why don't we give some shout-outs and the end for today? I forgot. Oh. I'm having in the wrong spots because I readjusted everything. I forgot. Anyway, Joe, scream stuff.
Well, it's still 1 minute before midnight, so still happy birthday to my fiance.
Happy birthday, Joe's fiance. Happy birthday. Lightning.
I have nothing.
River.
Good game.
Mama.
I'm engaged now.
Congratulations!
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
Congrats.
I know, it's exciting. Worm!
I'm Diamond Worm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWorm or @DiamondWorm on Twitter. You can also find me if you're a Spectrum Call employee, because I was talking to you for the past, hours. No,
You can find me and get to your goddamn job. I mean...
Nah, but the people were nice. It's other things that are stupid. Yeah. I'll explain that afterwards. I'll stream some point.
When things are working
again.
and not against you.
Yes.
Alright,
It should be good now.
Hurrah! Stuff Tangent and Dracovin. I will be back on Saturday for discussing tabletop. There'll be a bunch of things to talk about because it seems like there's a bunch of things to talk about. Even already, I can say, because of course, it can never be a week without, crazy shit happening sometimes. Anyway, nothing super crazy. We're not burning the world down crazy this thing. It'll be fun. And then we'll back to a normal schedule next week mostly, but I will probably be moving my schedule around. Make sure to check out all my social media and stuff in the various places you're watching. Hey, you're probably watching this on my channels and stuff, so... Anyway, alright everybody, thank you once again to all the players that joined me. I hope everybody had fun and enjoyed this, and we'll be back next time, so until then, farewell, goodbye!
Bye!